Hi there, I am Monica Burns, and welcome to the new Easy EdTech podcast episode. As a former New York City public school teacher and current EdTech consultant, I started this podcast in 2019 to share my favorite classroom tech integration tips and stories from my experiences. Each episode offers practical ideas for you to try, share, or save for later. Be sure to check out classtechtips.com/podcast for today's show notes and resources. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or another favorite podcast app, you'll find the show notes link in the description too. This episode is sponsored by my free weekly planner pages. I've created a downloadable set of planner pages for you that you can start using today. It's a great way to stay organized in the new year or anytime you like. Print them out to write in your daily schedule and tasks, or use the file on your tablet or computer to keep track of your to-do list and set your priorities each day. These planner pages are totally free, and you can find them at classtechtips.com/planner. This week's episode is all about my favorite techie items to have on your desk this upcoming school year. Now, staying organized during the school year is crucial, sometimes or maybe always easier said than done. And having a well-arranged desk space can really make all the difference. So in today's episode, we're going to explore some teacher desk ideas with a digital twist. This can help you maintain order in your physical spaces throughout the year. Now, I love a list of favorites, and if you've been around my website, classtechtips.com, for a while now, you might have seen some of my gift guides from the past or some of my Amazon Prime deal day guides. I've got a whole bunch of things that I love sharing. So whether you're listening to this in the summertime, thinking about back to school, or this episode caught your attention and you're listening in the middle of the year when you're ready for a reset, I have a list of favorites for you. You're going to hear about some things I use every day, like Apple AirTags, and others that I'm glad that I have handy for when I need it, like a stand for my phone or my iPad. I am going to link out to a full list of all of these. I actually put together a page on my Amazon influencer store. It's basically a page on my Amazon account where you can check out all of my favorite things. And so there you'll be able to click on anything that I mention in this episode, and I'll link out to it right from the show notes wherever you're listening. Let's jump into this list of techie desk ideas with items that I think are worthy of your consideration for this school year. First up are AirTags, and I was skeptical whether or not I really needed to buy a set of AirTags, but I am so glad that I did. And when it comes to a desk idea, on my desk or my table or basically any flat surface that's near me, I typically have my keys. So if you have classroom keys, if you have personal keys that you carry around throughout the day, you might want to consider using an Apple AirTag and one of the colorful keychains that you can get for your keys. Now, if you haven't seen these in action before, the AirTag connects to your iPhone. So it is an iPhone specific thing. You need to be an iPhone user to make it work. And you use the Find My app to locate your AirTag. What's even better is that you can press a button on your phone to make the AirTag play a sound. I didn't even know that at first until I was in a bind. It came in handy a couple weeks ago when I left my keys on my desk in another room. I have a desk in my den that's like behind closet doors. So sometimes I'll toss something on there and then close the doors behind them. And for some reason, I had put my keys on there. I do not know why. I left them in there, and then I was running out the door to an appointment, and having that little extra thing, even though my keys were on my desk, kind of hidden underneath some other items, it was so handy to have this. So the first one on our list of some desk ideas with a techie spin is AirTags for keys or anything that might get lost underneath a pile of your stuff, but you need it all the time. Number 2 on the list is a phone case that stands up. Now, a great desk item is a phone case that sets your phone upright so it's easy to view the screen. Right now, I use a case that has a handle that also props up your phone horizontally. It's come in handy for me a lot if I need to watch a quick video or want to make sure I've got an eye on my inbox or my text messages while I'm working at something on my desk. So if you're looking for a case with a kickstand, there are lots of great options. I've linked out in my little collection here to one that you might want to consider, as well as one that I use every day. The next item on the list is connected to a phone, but it's a desk clamp. So if you are using a phone as a camera or recording device, maybe something that you use like a document camera that you beam to a big screen in the classroom, or to create videos where you're drawing something and you want that camera angle coming from up top, a desk clamp is awesome. I've linked out to one in our show notes here that I use all the time. I use it sometimes facing down on my desk if I'm drawing something, or sometimes up and facing me if I'm recording something where I want to look at my phone camera. I bought one a few years ago and I use it really regularly. It comes in handy anytime I want to make a quick video. Another stand idea is one that you might try for an iPad or tablet, especially if you use it as a second screen. So although it's nice to have my phone by my side, sometimes I want to make sure I'm monitoring something. Maybe I'm watching a video that I'm referring to or want to take some notes on, or something that I'm kind of, doing double duty on, like watching a webinar as I'm working on something different. So an iPad for a second screen can come in handy. Maybe you're previewing YouTube videos at the end of the day that you're going to share with students, and you're answering emails and you're watching a YouTube video. I know I love watching them a little fast, like on 2 times or 1.5. Well, there's a bunch of options. I've linked one that right now is under $10. So that would be a great option if you're looking for something that you might want to try out. Next up is one of my favorite things. I have it on me almost all times, especially if I'm on the move, and you might keep it on the corner of your desk too. And it is a presentation remote. Now, if you've seen me give a keynote presentation or lead a workshop, you might have seen the same remote that I've linked out to in this collection in my hand. It plugs right into my laptop and makes it easy to advance slides or highlight information that I'm sharing with a group. So if you share slides with students, this would work even with an interactive presentation tool. I've used it to advance Nearpod slides before, just the other day actually, working with a group. I think it was at the ISTE Live conference, because I did a presentation on formative assessment tools, and I'm pretty sure it was that one that I was using it to advance Nearpod slides. Well, I've linked out for you the same remote that I use. And as I record this episode, I'm recording this right before Amazon Prime Day, so things might even get a little lower when you go to look for it. This one was pretty heavily discounted. I'm pretty sure it's less than what I paid for it too. Another favorite is a USB keyboard that stays at your desk. Now, I love a keyboard that is not attached to a Chromebook or laptop, but kind of like an old school keyboard, one that has the right-hand side with all the numbers on it, like that extra keypad, and a USB keyboard, something that plugs right into the side of your device, like a laptop or a Chromebook. I know for me, it significantly improves my typing experience. So if you have a lot of letters of recommendations to write, or you are writing out a bunch of progress reports, well, this could come in handy, and you can find a bunch for under $10 on Amazon. It's something that for me, I find makes my workflow a lot more smooth, and it can stay on my desk. I don't travel around with it. Typically, I have traveled around with it before, but it's a little silly to be at the airport with it, even though I've done it in the past when I've been working on something that requires a lot of typing. But if you use a device that has a USB port, an extra keyboard, an external keyboard is a fantastic thing to add to your desk. Now, another item that you might find is essential for your workflow is a stylus for your device. So many devices now have touchscreens, and you can find a lot of different types of stylus options on the web. And I've linked out a few favorites for you so you can really make the most of touchscreens this school year. Now, I don't like to think about losing things or anticipate losing things too much, but what's nice about stylus is the ones that you can find that I've linked out to at least is that they often come in a pack so you can access a couple of them. That way, if you lose one or someone grabs one off your desk to try out, you've got more that you can come back to a bit later on. Another favorite desk item or accessory for your desk are Bluetooth speakers. It can really enhance your experience while playing music, streaming movies, or even boosting audio for a YouTube clip. Now, you might have a great setup in your classroom right now where the audio is feeling good, but if you want something a bit more at your desk space, a Bluetooth speaker might be something to add to your wish list if you don't own one already. There are oodles to choose from, but I've linked out in the collection that I created for you to a budget-friendly option that comes in a few different colors so that you can pick which one goes with your classroom decor. Next up are quick reference guides, which I love. Now, I am recording this to you fresh on the heels. I think that's how the expression goes from the ISTE Live conference in Philadelphia. I had a really great time, and ASCD and ISTE did a joint publication for me of a new quick reference guide. So couldn't help adding them to the list here, not just because I'm excited about this new one, but it was so fun being at the ISTE Live conference. Both the ASCD bookstore and the ISTE bookstore had like dozens of these laminated guides, which I think are such a great alternative when you are, having a busy day, but you want something that you can refer back to. These are great to have either on your desk or within a quick reach. So there's so many to choose from. I'll link out to one of mine on AI chatbots for you, but even if you are on Amazon or an ASCD or ISTE Live's website, ASCD calls them quick reference guides, ISTE calls them jumpstart guides, but they're essentially the same thing. They're 6 panels. You open them up, they're 3-hole punch and they're laminated and they're full of useful information on all sorts of topics. Now, the next item on the list is pretty ridiculous. It is a water bottle fanny pack, and I saw it on Instagram this spring and thought it was kind of silly, and it definitely is silly. But if you're looking to keep yourself organized this year and you are a water bottle person, then you might need this water bottle fanny pack. So it essentially acts like a fanny pack you'd put around your waist, except you are Velcroing it through the handle of like one of those Stanley water bottles. I don't have one of those myself. I'm more of a Nalgene old school person. These are great if you are using something like that all the time and you just want to keep like your ID or a couple dollars or something in there. It would be perfect for someone who keeps their water bottle close, and it might even be something that you buy 1 or 2 of now and just have them to give to someone who's maybe having a tough day as a favorite item of your own that you gift them for their own kind of upgrade of their teacher desk area. Last on our list is a portable phone charger. And you might think to yourself, Monica, my desk is in one place. If I'm going to have a phone charger, it's going to be plugged into the wall. Well, I really think a portable phone charger is an essential desk accessory too, because there's always those unexpected moments where you gotta go, you gotta run somewhere, and you realize that your phone battery is low and it's too late to plug it in. So if you have a portable phone charger that is charged up, you can keep it in a designated spot on your desk and make sure it's ready to go while you are working. And then if you've got to run, you can grab it. And if you head to a meeting or rush out the door. So I'll link out to 2 options in this collection that I made for you on Amazon. One of them is solar powered and super duper on sale when I created the list. And the other one is highly rated and also on sale. So I thought I'd include both of them for you to kind of take a peek at. So these teacher desk ideas feature some of my favorite things, as you heard, things I use all the time, and others that I think are worth considering depending on your desk setup. Now, I am always curious about what you are most excited about. So if you've got a favorite thing that you need to have on your desk or you think everyone else should have on their desk because it's been a game changer for you, let me know. You can either message me on Instagram or Twitter. It's just at Class Tech Tips. If you get my weekly newsletter, my free weekly newsletter, which you can just sign up for at my website, then you can always reply to one of those emails and it'll pop up in my inbox. So let's make this EdTech easy with a few key points, a couple of favorites from this episode. Think of a few items that you can keep on your desk to save you time. That might include a presentation remote or even a USB keyboard. Consider a special space for your phone. Maybe it's a case that lets it stand up, or even a desk clamp. Be ready for anything. Maybe a portable phone charger or a water bottle fanny pack will come in handy when you least expect it. Remember, you can find the show notes and the full list of resources from this episode at classtechtips.com/podcast and finding today's episode number 223. I'll link out to you for my special Amazon storefront where I made a collection of all of the favorites I mentioned in today's episode. Today's episode was sponsored by my free weekly planner pages. I've created a downloadable set of planner pages for you that you can start using today. Use these free planner pages to stay organized any time of year. There's no official start date. You can use them right away. Print them out to write in your daily schedule and tasks, or use the file on your tablet or computer to keep track of your to-do list and set priorities each day. These planner pages are totally free, and you can find them at classtechtips.com/planner. Thanks for joining us for another Tuesday edition of the Easy EdTech podcast. Remember to hit follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite app to have next week's episode ready for you on Tuesday morning. Feel free to share takeaways from this episode with friends or colleagues in a quick email or text, or even on social media. And don't hesitate to tag me at Class Tech Tips if you have any questions.